Hey guys, welcome back. In the last video, what we saw was uploading a file into the file system. In today's video, we'll be storing the data into our database. So we'll be storing this registration form into the database table that we have created with the name of master student info. So let's quickly start off with this one. First of all, we should know that our action page is insert student data.php. So we'll be moving over here. And here we have already coded the uploaded file. Now what we want is, first of all, let's get the data that has been sent by the page. So to get the data that has been sent by the page, what you need to do is you can directly use extract method of PHP that is used to extract arrays. And what this will give us is extract, and when we pass $_post, which is an array which gets the data from this client end to the server end, and here we can fetch it using $_post. So we'll be getting the complete information directly. So what is the advantage of using extract is, when you extract the post data, what it will do is it will convert your heads of which you are sending, like username, email, mobile number, date of birth, and so on, into variables over here in this, store the data that has been sent into those variables. So you can directly use any of the variables. So if you are here, you can directly try and echo something out. So you can echo username, let's say. So you can echo username and die it out so that you can see whether the data has been posted or not. Just quickly fill up the forms with some dummy data. So you see, we have got this name and we have echoed this thing out. So similarly, we can get all our variables and we need to store it. Now to store the data into the database, we need a SQL query. So if you're not good with the SQL queries, you can always take help of phpMyAdmin, which gives you the query. I would not suggest this because it slows down your learning process of the queries, but anyways, it's up to you. So you can get the queries from here, right? So what I need to do is I need to prepare a query for myself. So I'll be preparing the query as insert into, my table name is master underscore student underscore info, and then the values. For serial numbers, I'll keep it empty because I don't want to write all the strings. Next, what I need is, just get back over here, name. So we have already seen our name is coming in username, as in username. Next I want is email ID. I want email ID as $email. Then another one is $mobile. Date of birth, fname, fmobile. So you will have date of birth. Then you have father's name, father's mobile, and then you need mother's name and mother's mobile, mother's name and mother's mobile. After that you need state, city, address, and stream. So I need state, identity address. You need stream. Then you need date of admission, and finally the upload URL. Now you can't get the upload URL from that post file that you have just brought in over here. For getting the upload file, you should be using the target directory that you have created over here. That we have already created a target directory in the last video, if you remember. So we can directly use this target directory over here. This is the URL which will be storing. And finally we are done with our query. Just to see what our query brings, we can use this. I'm so sorry, we don't want to delete extract. Let's just check it out what our query has become. So to check the query, we can just echo it out, and then you can just refresh it and say, okay, it says there is some error over here on line 9. Okay, I've missed out the semicolon once again. So our query looks like something like this. So this is our query. One thing that we have missed, we need to keep single quotes on each one, otherwise it will not parse it correctly, and database it will not understand these things and it will throw an error. Okay, right, so yep, seems perfect. Now you just need to run this query and to check whether you're done with this. So you can run my query as $SQL. Don't want to echo it. Screen is empty because you have not printed anything. Just check out whether the data has been. Okay, there is some again error. So to check whether your query has been executed or not, or if there is some error, you can just die out the error of MySQL. That seems in our case also. So you can write it as die, and in die you can pass the MySQL_error function. This will give you the problem that your query is having. So it says no database selected. That means just missed the config file over here. So let's include our config. Okay, seems perfect now. Yeah, we are having the data in a database that we just filled it, right? We are not done yet, because if you're talking about an application, it should alert the user with the status at whether it has been done properly or not. So to do that, what you should do is, there are a lot of ways to do that. You can revert it through get. You can send the data using cookies, you can send the data using sessions, but what we'll be using is, we'll be using sessions to revert the status. So I'll be using the session status. So I'll be saying if. So MySQL query, actually what it does is, it's a boolean function, so it returns true or false accordingly. So if it returns true, that means I'm done with everything. So what I can directly do is, I can create a session over here. I can create a session status is equal to 1, right? And if there is an error, just throw me the session as is equal to 0. Also, if uploads fail, so anyways it will be again an error situation. So in here also you should throw a status. And finally what you can do is you can just go back to the previous page using header location function, and whatever URL you want to give. My URL is student underscore reg.php, right? So it will throw me. Now I have to catch this session over here also, and to do that what I want is I want to print it over here somewhere, right? So I want to print it over here somewhere upside, saying that whether my data has been inserted properly or not. And the good feature about this template is that you can find out, let me see, I will tell you where you can get this from. I want it to be in a proper manner, so what I'll do is I'll use some UI elements, not UI elements in general, it must be there. Yeah, some UI elements like this. So there are alerts available in these templates, so you can choose accordingly. So what I want is, if I get a successful registration, there should be a green alert, and if I get a failure in registration, I should be getting a red alert. So what I'll do, I'll use it, just take this code out. I'll use this class, and the class is success and danger. So I'll just copy it over here, and I need it in the body, so I can just close it now. Yeah, wherever the registration has been written, so it is over here, right? So you can just create a div like this and see what it prints. First of all, so it says to overwritten this one. Don't want to be here. What I'll do is I'll just, if I print it here, okay, perfect, right? So just let's indent it properly and then set our needs. So what I need is, if I'll get a session set as status, first of all check whether you have got the session status set or not, then only you can check the values. So first of all, you can start a PHP over here itself, and you can check if isSet function in PHP is used for checking whether the variable has taken some memory, it exists or not. If it does not exist, it will throw false. If it exists, it will throw true. So it's again, isSet is a boolean function. So if isSet status is on, in that case you have to first check what is the status, whether it is error or not. So you will check if $_session status is equal to 0, just copy it over here. Then I want my class to be danger, so I'll use this one as it is, and change this success to danger, else it will be 1, and I want it to be success. Message that I want to print is when there is an error, I should be saying, let's say oops, some error occurred, and in this case I'll be saying your data has been successfully recorded, or any message in that case. So now I just need to get this div into this if loop, because I just want to print this div whenever the session status is set. So what I can do is I just close this PHP out here, and between this I'll just put my div, and instead of $class I'll start the PHP shorthand and put $class that I have created above, and in place where there is a message print, I'll again use the PHP shorthand to print my message. So with this we will complete our registration procedure. So let's try it. There is some error again on line 126, maybe again some semicolon that, yeah, I always forget a semicolon, I don't know why, but anyways, let's, still there is a problem on line 126. Okay, again and again the same thing, I don't know why. Right, fine. So let's input some data. Some father name, some dummy number, again a file you need to upload. Okay, let's see where our file gone. Here it is. Submitted, and it says oops, some error occurred. Right, that means it was not, he was not able to upload my file, and we got a session status as 0. Let's try it again, I don't know why. Let's check whether I got the data in the database. I could not get it over here. See something, just keep it like this. Some father name, choose a file, where is my avatar, here it is, submit. Okay, now it says alert that your data has been successfully recorded, and you see I have received my data. There must have been some problem while recording that data, but overcome it, and we have successfully entered our data. So I think it's clear with the registration process. What we did was we just extracted all the post data that we got from our starting from our design page. We extracted the data, we created a query. In the query we created all the we extracted all the post variables and put it in our query in the sequence so that it can be inserted. Then we ran the query. After running the query, if the query is successful, we created a session status for a status 1 and another status as 0 if we failed, and if we failed to even upload the file, then we keep the status 0. Then we moved again back from this page to student_reg page, and after this we handled those sessions and statuses to check to alert the user whether the registration he's trying to do is successfully done or not. So we checked our session status over here, status, we check the status as 0, then we change the class and message accordingly, and then we created our div with the class and with the message. So this is all about this registering the data into the database table, or inserting the data into the registration database table using a registration page. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video.